Hey everyone, welcome back to yet another unboxing of the partially built Edge 540. If you hadn't already noticed, we are not in the studio in Kerala. Just got a job in Bangalore and had to shift, but took the Edge 540 along because I didn't want to leave it incomplete. So let's get building. So first up is the canopy hatch. The first step is to take a blade and make a score cut wherever marked, but for Corosheet that wouldn't work. So instead, I'm gonna cut out a small section out by making two deep but not through cut separated by a few millimeters. After making these cuts, the part should be foldable. So fold it 180 degree and then cut off that thin slice of material. This will give the corrugated sheet enough tolerance to bend. This doesn't have to be performed in Depron or foam board as the core is foam and is compressible. We then add the same set of score cuts on the rear piece of the hatch, but for A folds. Then I'm gonna add glue to only the walls of the material, as adding it to the groove will only add weight and won't help in holding the piece as there is no contact. Gonna do that for both sides and make sure it's square by using a set square. Next, we're gonna glue the front hatch together and form it into the correct shape. Make sure you're happy with the fit before applying glue. Like before, we are only going to add glue to the surfaces of all the cuts. We're going to do it step by step to give us some time to align each part before the glue dries. I'm also going to add glue to each internal score cut as well. After that, I added the rear portion of the hatch. To glue it, I put on some duct tape at the joint so it wouldn't misalign while the glue dries. After the glue cured, I removed the tape and the finish was perfect. Moving on to the canopy, we're going to take each piece and make a cut in between the lines. This will make the material a lot curvy and help us shape the canopy. Only thing, don't cut through the material. We are gonna do that for all three pieces. The results are amazing, so groovy. Before we add the canopy, let's first test fit the hatch onto the fuselage, and as we fit it on, you can see that it doesn't fit. This must be because of a size mistake when I had printed the templates. It seems that there is too much material in the front and there is no way for the hatch to go in between the firewall and the tail section. Initially I had removed around 5 millimeters of material, but that still wasn't enough. So I'm gonna cut off the front portion as well. So I cut off a few millimeters and remove the old former, and I'm gonna replace it with a new one. When test fitting the hatch, it went in and out perfectly. After fixing that issue, we are gonna add formers to the canopy hatch. Let's first do a dry fit. Fits pretty well. After fixing the former into position, I'm gonna add glue to secure it into place, and I then added the 3 canopy pieces. And this is what it looks like. Next, we are going to work on the tail dragger landing gears. I had already formed the shape of the struts using a template as a reference. Now we're going to mark the cuts into which the landing gear will sit. Using the blade, we're going to do the same technique as the score cuts and remove the excess material. After making the cutout, we're going to ensure the fit by placing the rod into the crevice. Before gluing everything, we're going to make one more score cut so that we can join the two halves. To get a C fold, we are gonna have to open up the cut. In using a blade, cut off the excess material, making sure that the surface is smooth. Then we're gonna place the strut and fold both sides, and then do a test fit. Now, to accommodate the landing gear assembly, we need to make a cavity inside the underside of the fuselage. For that, we are going to take some measurements and mark the position. Moving on, let's go to the tail end of the plane. Let's work on the vertical and horizontal stabilizers. We're going to start by cutting out the hinge for the rudder. To provide some extra strength to the vertical stabilizer, we are going to glue on an ice cream stick. After the glue dries, we are going to just ensure the stick doesn't limit the movement of the rudder. Next, onto the other side of the rudder, we are going to need to attach a steerable tail wheel. For that, we're going to need a load bearing point. So I cut out a balsa piece with cavities for the strut and the control horn. Just gonna add the control horn and find the perfect position to place the balsa piece such that the horn doesn't bang against the vertical stabilizer. Before gluing, we're just gonna scratch up the surface and score cut a crevice for the control horn. Then, since the position is fixed, we're gonna add glue and then place it accordingly. Let's then add the tail wheel strut and add a healthy amount of glue inside the cavity, and then squish the rod into it and remove any excess glue. And everything looks straight and clean. To hide the wooden piece, we are gonna cover it with some blue cello tape. We're gonna do that for the ice cream stick as well, and it blended nicely with the blue sheet. We're going to do the same thing for the elevator as well. Position the control horn and the balsa piece such that we get maximum throw without it hitting the vertical stabilizers. Roughen up both the control surfaces of the wood and the Corosheet, and then add glue to the bottom. The elevator works just as expected. Finally, we're going to finish off the tail by adding both the control surfaces to the tail. Starting with the elevator, we're going to add only a small amount of glue. As more weight here, we can make the aircraft tail heavy. Flipping it over, and by using a set square, we're going to ensure that the elevator is level with the fuselage. We are going to then install the rudder as well. So that's it for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Please watch the previous part if you haven't, and stay tuned for the next part. Until next time, bye bye.